Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, and here's your assembly and setup instructions for the amazing new 7.8 frequency beamer system. Well, this is a fantastic system that I am so proud to give the old Offworld tech stamp to, the little things that we do to these mass-produced items to make them fabulous. Now, this is a 7.8 frequency unit, which is probably the most researched number in metaphysics or frequency in metaphysics there is. I mean, there's a lot of controversy over all the, quote, rife frequencies and other frequencies, which have always been in debate. We really don't know what all they do ultimately, but it certainly is a fascinating area. But 7.88 hertz is something that everyone agrees on is the energetic field of the atmospheric field of planet Earth. The actual energy that everything on this planet generates so that it can sustain life, including you, baby. So we have to understand that as we look into this well-known frequency that has been established by many professionals in the field, from Andrei Shuparic to Bob Beck, who has a sterling history of regular science, and of course Andrei Pusharik was a medical doctor. So, I mean, these certainly aren't some New Age crystal holding bozos. So we have to understand that these are very professional people. And they went around the world testing all the most powerful people on the planet. And this has continued somewhat into this day. But they tested powerful kahunas, healers from the Soviet Union, powerful psychics from around the world, people from every possible tradition, people from the voodoo tradition, the witchcraft tradition. And what did they find in common when they were doing their rituals and accessing power is that they all went into the 7.8 frequency. So this is not something we can just ignore. Now, 7.8, I believe, is a gateway frequency. So it opens up energies to flow in from other dimensions, other realities, and yourself as well. So, but charging something with that means you're opening the door to allow the energies in. And this is very critical because people try to draw energies to them and project energies all the time now, but they are unsuccessful at doing it. Why? Well, that's because they haven't established the life-giving frequency. Now, it's also been stated that NASA, when the astronauts come back to Earth, are put in a room that they then put in 7.8 frequencies in. So that they fill them up because they were in space where there isn't this frequency. One of the problems with leaving this planet, not only the radiation, the fact that we can't survive, there are no Starbucks, there are no chocolate, there ain't no food out there, and there's a lot of radiation to fry your brain. Of course, a lot of people would say that that happens on Earth as well, and I can attest to that by most people I know. But the bottom line is that this energy is critical to you. Now, this is the energy that is in the atmosphere that activates life. It is not coming from the Earth per se. So, and this frequency has been known for thousands of years and erroneously given to people like Schumann, who really didn't discover it and really got it wrong. Now, 7.8 to 8 hertz is the cherry area of something, the perfect soft spot of what's going on. But there are frequencies around that, and we'll get into that in the future, that are just as potent. But the bottom line is that this is the very powerful frequency, and it has been recently investigated even further by many people. So I won't go too much into that. I will be doing that in another lecture. Let's talk about this amazing beamer unit. Now, the beamer unit is designed to charge really anything, but it's mostly designed by the manufacturer to charge liquids. And this can be anything. Don't get confused that it's only water. Most things contain mostly water anyway. Juices, wine, a little bit of the scotch. And whatever else you want to put in there that is liquids, of course, can be easily charged. But water, of course, is something that we neglect in terms of empowering. People want to use frequencies like the sun frequencies to charge water. Well, that's a very primitive way of doing things and not something I'm overly in favor of. There's a lot better energies than that. Now, sun energies, ultraviolet light, also tends to kill bacteria, but this is a secondary aspect. So certainly that's something, and I will show in other videos my relatively cover everything of charging my own personal water. And I will show that in another video of how I've got my setup. But this is a very, very simple unit to use. You get this beamer unit, which is inside of this plastic holder that then inserts in the top here. Very, very simply and very easily. I'm having trouble reaching this. It just shoots right in. Very easy. You'll also get an electrical plug here like this that you then plug into the side here. Very easy. Can't get it much easier. This is so simple. It's scary. Scary. It scares me. So the whole idea is that you get one of these and you're going to get a plug like this. Apparently, they just give you this international type plug. This is basically a US plug, but let's look what it says on here for all you foreigners. Can we get that there? You'll see it says 100 to 240, which means you can use this anywhere in the world and you don't need a transformer. You will need an adapter. If you're not in the US, you're going to need an adapter like this. Here's a Euro adapter, and you'd put this on here, and this would be used in a Euro. If you're in the UK or some other place, you'll need your own personal adapter. Those can be purchased for about 3 euros, etc. Very easy to find everywhere, but you're going to need your own personal adapter. That does not come with it. This does, but you don't have to buy an expensive transformer. All you need is that. You also get their very thorough manual. Now, this manual is available online that you can download before buying, and you should read it. See this amazing tool for yourself and know what you're getting before you actually get it. It's really great. And also online is the actual books on this method, which is the low-frequency molecular resonance water activation. This is a science that has been around for a long time and pretty much neglected. A lot of the work was done in the Soviet Union, Ruskies, and of course it was ignored in the past, and it is ignored even more, even though the Russians have saved the world in 2 wars. But now they're bad guys because they're fighting the Nazis. Okay, but that's another story. Now, the unit also comes with 6 discs, which are very important because these 6 discs will send amazing different types of energy. And we've listed on the actual site where the catalog is what these discs are. These are just general. They're not what you're going to get. These are just to show you in general. What you generally do is you're going to get a disc that has numbers on it, different patterns, etc. And but you're going to get 6 of these for many different things. Note what's there. Now, one of the most special things is this very unique and well-made disc that comes out of Europe. Not the junk that is sold from Slovakia, whatever the hell that is. These are really thick, very well-made, strong discs made in a professional manner. This is a non-electric 7.8 hertz frequency disc. So it's putting off a unique field of 7.8 that is very rare and exclusive to this organization. Now, what's important about this is that while we're getting electromagnetics from this, we are getting this other not really, we're getting the non-electromagnetic spectrum coming from here, which is very important and very overlooked. You could call this, quote, subtle force or force physics energy. You could call it radionics, etc., which is a whole different type of energy. But this gives you a double effect. Not only are you getting the cruder energies, you're getting the sophisticated energies from this disc that is then placed underneath this right here. So you place the disc right under, and you're going to get one of these. You're going to get 6 of these. This comes with your kit. And it's very, very simple. I mean, you also get this actual pitcher comes with it, this jug. This is, quote, safe plastic. It doesn't have any of the usual toxins in it. And there is a benefit for plastic if used correctly. Now, plastic is a conductor of non-electromagnetic energies. So it's very useful. And but it isn't useful to eat. So you have to be careful with plastics for that, or to store water in. But you can make water here, and I'll talk about that just a minute here, very easily, and you can, and without any problems. And there is a benefit from it because this energy is actually transferred into the water from the bottom that you couldn't get if this was made from glass or metal in particular. So very important. And what you would do is, let's say you wanted to have a particular frequency here. Let's say you want to add tachyons in your water. Well, this always goes on the bottom. You put your tachyon disc there, which you will be getting. And look at that. Now you've got 7.8. You've got tachyon, neutrino, graviton energies that are flowing into your water, triply empowering them. I mean, this is an awesome system. Now, I've been using this water for only a few weeks now, and I got to tell you, it does really seems to do amazing things. And of course, everybody's different, but I must say, this is awesome water. And the manufacturer of this has done extensive research on this frequency and water. Now, I'm going to read a few things here just to cover some information here. Here's from the Nobel Prize in Biomedicine, Alex Carrel. The cell is immortal. It's merely the fluid in which it floats that degenerates. Renew this fluid at regular intervals, give the cells what they require for nutrition, and as far as we know, the pulsation of life can go on forever. Well, isn't that interesting? So it's not really the cells that are decaying. It's the actual water that's around them that is being destructed and being polluted and being broken down. And if you can restore the water around them, it means that you are going to keep those cells at an optimum energy, life force, well-being that could have amazing results in every area of your life. And let's just not talk about the possible physical effects, which of course certainly are there, certainly by the research that's been done. But beyond that, what about the spiritual benefits? What about the higher consciousness levels? What about the activation of your super energies, your biophysical fields, so that you can think better, go to high levels, and ascend? Let's not underestimate that. No matter how, quote, physically well you are, you're gonna die. Plain and simple, whether that's 90, 110, or whatever. So the whole idea is you got to be thinking a little past that pathetic lifespan that the human reality has. Now, this has been highly researched. I haven't heard of this before. I happened to stumble on this product like I usually do, or should I say guided to it, which is quite fascinating because I've never heard anybody using this frequency in a direct manner. And that's exactly what this is. Very direct and very powerful. And my favorite, it's just damn easy, Dr. Tor. It's so easy. Yeah, that's what I like. Easy. I'm as lazy as you get. I don't want to do nothing. And I think everybody's the same way. Okay, now we also want to understand people who have used this stuff and found out great results. And here we go in the literature, places like Cedars-Sinai, one of the best medical institutes in the world, University of St. Petersburg in Russia, the University of Toronto. I mean, this is some pretty good stuff here. University of San Diego in California, which is sponsored by the U.S. military. Well, they've looked into this and they kind of like it. Here's some other books here, and you'll be able to find some of these books that you can find a link for on our website, and notice that down below. Particularly a book on this process written by this Russian. You can find at a link for us on the website. Just follow it. People need to get the information. I always love to give people as much information as I possibly can so you understand the process and understand, hey, this isn't some hype done by somebody to try and make money. Not only am I the professional in this field and have been for over 40 years, that nobody comes close, with a degree in the occult sciences, a degree in force physics, and of course, an engineer in this area. I've been researching it for 55 years, producing products, etc. No one comes close to my understanding. So if I put my stamp of approval on something, you have the best expert opinion you can get. And like everything that's bio-based, everybody has different types of results. So, but from what I can see, everybody should benefit from this. The quote is that, do you want Hollywood results? Jump around. I'm 90 years old now. I feel like 20. Well, you know, if you're going to think like that, well, who knows? Maybe that could happen. But the bottom line is that everything, if it's valid technology, everybody will get something from it. And this is valid technology. Now, here's the great beamer. So what happens is that once you turn this on, the 7.8 hertz shoots out from the bottom of this into whatever is put in here. Now, while this is based for water, well, why would you limit it to water? You can charge anything in there. Put tea in there, raw tea bags, other things. I'm going to show you some of those in a minute. But basically, you just put that in there. The where is the front of that? You can see the front here. Just fits right in there. You're done. You fill up, and let's see if you can see that. You see that red line? Because it doesn't touch the liquid. It's not designed to be immersed in the fluid. Remember that. So you pour liquids up to this red line only. Be careful. Do not immerse this in any way. That's going to probably destroy the device, but you don't want to do that. You want the frequencies to come out and then penetrate into the crystalline structure of whatever's there. And again, this can be wine, orange juice, or whatever you choose that you want to charge something up with. It could be any type of liquid for best results. And remember, you're getting that radionic flow from the other non-electric based 7.8 energies from the bottom. So you're creating a huge energy field of that particular frequency, which only is available from Offworld Tech. So it's just as simple as that. So if you want to charge water or anything else, and to particularly water, which is easy, and remember, this water will survive boiling, freezing, and everything else. Once you make it, the energy stays in there. Now, what we recommend after you make this, and it's a 30-minute process, so basically you pour your liquid up to the line, then you press the button on top here, hold it down, and you'll see it flashing. And this will flash for 30 minutes, and then the process is over, and the light will turn out. Hey, that's too hot for me, Dr. Duh. Well, I guess you don't get any benefits. Go back to being a politician. So the whole idea is that that's exactly how this works. That's how easy it is. And again, this water will stay. What you don't want to put this water in, of course, once you've charged it up, I don't leave it in the plastic. I pour it into a glass bowl. Glass. Do not put this in metal, because metal will actually conduct the energy out of it. So if you drink out of what you think is better, stainless steel, this is not good. You don't want to store it in there. I guess you could drink out of it, but it's not a good idea. You should be drinking out of glass in general. Stainless steel certainly is better than plastic, but it's still a metal and it's inferior generally, and it conducts energy. So you don't want to conduct the 7.8 frequency out of the liquid. So you don't want to drink or put it in metal to store it. So obviously, if you cook in metal and everything else like we all do, you certainly can do that. But if you store it in metal, it's going to leach the frequency out of it. So just keep that in mind. Secondly, you don't want to store in plastic. This is supposedly the good plastic. It doesn't have the crap in it. So it's a high quality plastic. And as I said, it's good for conducting the radionic type energy through the system. But I would never store anything in plastic. As long as this isn't heated, as long as you're not a problem with it, this kind of plastic doesn't, quote, sweat that much. But I would never store anything in plastic. I remove everything, foods, everything else I put in glass. All my, if I do buy water in plastic because I'm forced to, I take it out of those bottles and pour it into a glass container. So, but as I've mentioned, that's you're done. 30 minutes, you have great water, and you're all ready to go. Just pour it in a good container and so forth. And of course, you can add in whatever you want to it. You want uncrossing? Do you want tachyons? You can add tachyons to everything and then add uncrossing in there. There's a whole list of the discs you get with it. So you're going to get 6 of them, whatever those may be, and I change things all the time. You're going to get this one disc with it as well. So check that when you're assembling that. Make sure you have that. Now, these will come from different suppliers. This is made in Europe. These are made from the United States. So depending on where you're at, generally this is made overseas. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3 packages like we usually do. This cuts down our costs and our investments and keeps our prices down and gets you faster service instead of something sitting somewhere that costs a lot of money to basically keep in inventory. So it's just as simple as that. But let me show you the other advanced uses of these as well.